This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Every school in the province is being ordered to undertake a safety review, and quickly. The mandate comes days after police say a registered sex offender assaulted a child in an elementary school bathroom. CBC's Felicia Adam reports.
Schools across Manitoba will have until Christmas Day to come up with improved and updated safety plans.
I think that's absolutely necessary. Whenever anything like this happens, nothing's, foolproof.
It comes after a student was grabbed in a Darwin school washroom last Thursday. Police say a man was hiding in a bathroom. The student managed to break free and wasn't physically harmed. A 28-year-old was arrested nearby. Education Minister Tracy Schmidt wants all schools to consider controlled access, which means locking doors and monitoring entrances.
At Darwin School, I know there are control mechanisms and measures in place. Clearly, what was in place didn't work, and so we need to make sure that we're working with that school division and every school division across the province to make sure that we're identifying whatever gaps might exist.
Wesley Giesbrecht was picking up his two sons from White Ridge Elementary.
Absolutely. For them to be involved so fast, that's definitely comforting, and I absolutely think it's necessary if things like this are going to happen, so that way there can be measures put in that things like this don't happen again.
The government is giving Manitoba School Boards Association $500,000 to fund safety assessments and safety training with police experts. The Premier says plans might look different depending on the school.
We're approaching this in a way that I think understands that the way a school in Wawanesa or Waboden responds to what happened last week might be different than a way a school in Winnipeg responds.
The province says everyone should feel safe going to school, and this safety review is a first step. Felicia Adam, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A 6-year-old girl was injured in foster care so badly she's been left with life-altering injuries. It's being called a case of abominable abuse. Newly obtained documents shed light on what happened, and advocates are calling for accountability. The I-Team's Michelle Allen has more on her injuries and a warning. This story contains graphic and disturbing details.
A 6-year-old girl may never walk again. Police say inside this Winnipeg home, her foster parents beat her so badly she could be paralyzed for life. CBC is not naming the girl or her foster parents to protect her identity. Her 25-year-old foster mother is charged with assault and failure to provide the necessities of life. CBC has now obtained search warrant documents. They say the little girl's spine was broken in multiple places and she was covered in severe bruises. Police say it looked like she had tape burns around her mouth and that there were small stab wounds on her feet. The documents reveal that the foster mom admitted to police that she slammed the little girl on the ground multiple times. The foster parents didn't call for help until the next day, after they found she wasn't moving. The documents say the couple had multiple foster children at the time. Police are investigating whether any of the other children were assaulted. A respite worker didn't actually physically see the girl during her last 2 scheduled visits. One, she didn't enter the girl's room because the foster parents said the girl was sleeping. The second, she didn't come to the house at all because the foster parents said the girl was sick. At that time, police say they suspect the girl had been lying injured on a urine-soaked mattress, unable to move. They weren't sure how long she was left there. The Manitoba Advocate says it's reviewing the case as a serious injury.
The children are falling through the cracks when there is a lack of oversight.
Gott says any kind of review could help prevent this.
I think it's important to review the practices of the agencies and to ensure that the policies are being followed.
The Manitoba Families Minister says the department will be investigating.
We're looking at what occurred within the system to allow this child to face this amount of abuse, and what I would characterize as abominable abuse.
It's not clear what the investigation will entail. The foster dad was arrested but hasn't been officially charged yet. The foster mom is due in court later this month. Fontaine wasn't able to say when the ministry's review would be finished because the police investigation is still underway. Michelle Allen, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Manitoba is taking a different approach than other parts of the country to tackle the growing meth crisis. As of tomorrow, anyone suffering a drug-induced psychosis can be placed in protective care at a new detox centre for up to 3 days. A move the province says will reduce pressures on emergency rooms. But as Cameron McIntosh tells us, others say involuntary detention isn't the answer.
Modeled on a high-security psychiatric ward, the Manitoba government is calling this protective care.
It's about keeping people safe.
A new sobering center where people experiencing extreme methamphetamine intoxication can be held for up to 72 hours, up from the previous maximum of 24. A Canadian first.
Manitobans have said they don't feel safe in their communities. We know that people aren't feeling safe when they're doing substances either, and we want to intervene.
Manitoba has one of the highest meth use rates in the country. Overdoses often showing up in emergency rooms, ill-equipped to deal with severe and often violent psychosis. The plan is to treat extreme cases diagnosed in hospital, here in isolated cells, under medical supervision.
And then we're having additional support from mental health physicians and addictions support. Realistically, I don't think people are going to be staying for 72 hours.
Still, that notion of involuntary detainment in a facility that resembles a jail does not sit well with everyone.
We demand justice. We demand empathy.
Last weekend, dozens protested against the center and the 72-hour policy, calling it a criminalization of addiction. Monica Ballantyne is a former drug user.
Had I been thrown in that detainment center, I think I would have just hid my addiction more.
Experts in addictions treatment say there is evidence to support the approach.
From a medical perspective, certainly this is consistent with high risk, high acuity mental health and addictions.
For far too long, what we've been doing has not been working, and we're taking, a different approach.
The center, part of a broader and controversial addiction strategy by Manitoba's NDP government, which will include a supervised injection site in the new year. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.
The city says it intends to complete major upgrades to its sewage treatment plant by 2032. The first phase of work on the North End Water Pollution Control Centre is expected to wrap up in a few months. That's a new intake that can capture more grease and oil on its way into the plant. The next phase is a biosolids processor that can turn sewage sludge into fertilizer. This is expected to be finished in 2029. Water and Waste says the final phase can be completed 3 years after that. It will remove nutrients like phosphorus from the treated sewage. The city still needs $1 billion from the federal and provincial governments before this third phase can proceed. Well, winter is back, and so are the winter driving conditions. Manitoba Public Insurance is reminding drivers to leave extra time and stopping distance on the road. It says of the more than 43,000 collisions last winter, more than 6,000 of those were because of careless driving. MPI says that means in many cases, people are not driving to road conditions.
Those speed limits are posted for ideal conditions. So Manitobans really need to recognize then what the conditions are not ideal when the roads are icy and slippery, when your visibility may be reduced because there's lots of blowing snow, that you really need to slow down and take some special care when you're traveling.
With other drivers is key at this time of year. MPI also reminds drivers that stopping distance is triple the usual on snow-packed roads and up to 10 times longer on icy ones. All right, let's bring Riley in. Riley, a big shift in weather and on those roads, definitely already quite slippery out there.
Yeah, for sure, Brittany, and there's more snow to come. And as we get into the day on Tuesday, and particularly into the evening hours, I think you're going to notice a deterioration in those road conditions. I'll have more to say on that coming up. There's a bit of a clipper system that will push through, give us a quick push of some snow as we get through tomorrow. But boy, oh boy, reality check this morning with some of our morning temperatures. -16 in Winnipeg. That was our morning low. To put this into perspective, that is actually seasonal for an overnight temperature, a morning low for this time of the year. Minus 20 in Roblin, and you can really start to see where we've seen some of those cooler temperatures where that ridge has started to sink a little bit further south. Minus 27 in Churchill and Gillam this morning. Minus 20 in Thompson. Here's where we ended the day. Minus 11 in Winnipeg. As forecast, temperatures a few degrees below seasonal now for this time of the year for daytime highs. That's because we've been under a weak ridge of high pressure here that's really cleared us out throughout the day today. Where you see some of this cloud cover in the north, though, this is where we have seen some light snow throughout the day. So we'll get some clouds building in through the overnight hours tonight, looking at periods of light snow starting through the morning hours tomorrow, Brittany, and we're looking at about 2 to 4 centimeters or so. I'll go into details on that when I come back.
All right. Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
A day dedicated to raising awareness on this World AIDS Day, where Manitoba sits when it comes to new HIV cases. A search for the final missing victim of a convicted serial killer is now underway at a Winnipeg landfill. Ashley Shingoose was killed 3 years ago. It comes months after a second landfill search was successfully done earlier this year for 2 other victims. But Shingoose isn't the only one they're hoping to bring home. More than a decade after this same landfill was once swept for Tanya Nepenak, the search for her body also resumes. Karen Pauls has the latest.
Behind this fence, a sunrise ceremony, launching a search for the remains of Ashley Shingoose.
I just told her parents, I hope you feel that this is the value and the respect and the dignity that we hold for your daughter. And I hope we're able to bring her home and bring her home soon.
Shingoose is one of 4 First Nations victims of convicted serial killer Jeremy Skibitsky. Remains of a second woman, Rebecca Contois, were found in a garbage bin and in this landfill back in 2022. 2 others, Morgan Harris and Mercedes Myron, unearthed earlier this year after a search in a different landfill. After this search for Shingoose ends, they'll look for Tanya Nepenak. She went missing in 2011. The next year, Winnipeg police did a search.
Said it's the right thing to do.
But they stopped after 3 days. Her family has never thought that was long enough. Vernon Mann and Nepenak had 2 children together.
We really want this to happen. We really want to be able to bring our loved one home because it's been way too long. Nobody deserves to be there.
This First Nations leader says much has changed since that 2012 search for Nepenak.
We currently have a chief of police that is willing to work with the families, that is engaging with First Nations leadership in communities. We have a First Nations premier that is wanting to make sure that our voices are being heard in the front lines. I'm hopeful for the second landfill search here in Manitoba with the Brady landfill.
This landfill is much bigger than Prairie Green and some of the remains much older, but the process will be similar. Material gathered from targeted zones and searched by hand. There's funding for a year, everyone hoping they'll be able to bring 2 more missing and murdered Indigenous women home. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
It's a grim statistic being released today by Canada's Public Health Agency. Manitoba has the highest rate of new HIV cases in the country. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel reports.
New federal figures on this World AIDS Day suggest Manitoba had the highest rate of new diagnoses of HIV across Canada in 2024. At 19.5 new cases per 100,000 people, it's more than 3 times the national rate.
Certainly, there's lots of folks that are very concerned about that and need to come together for a collaborated response and coordinated response.
Kim Templeton with the Manitoba HIV program says they had 377 cases referred to them last year. 291 were newly diagnosed, Manitoba residents. The rest were already diagnosed and new to the province.
There's been a really sharp increase in the number of people newly diagnosed and referred to the program in the last 5 years. So there was a 230% increase between 2020 and 2024.
She says Indigenous people, especially women and people who use drugs and those experiencing homelessness, have been disproportionately impacted. These organizations are connecting with people in downtown Winnipeg, handing out pamphlets and supplies to prevent the spread of HIV/AIDS and support those living with the disease. Melissa Morris was diagnosed about 20 years ago and now works with the Indigenous-led organization Ganaganijik.
If we don't start meeting underlying needs, then our numbers are going to be tripling within the next few years. And we could see, right now we're seeing 1 person a day being diagnosed in Manitoba with HIV. We could be seeing nearly 1,000 people if we don't make changes now.
She says more education and funding for Indigenous-led community-level supports are needed. Tara Christensen with the Winnipeg Regional Health Authority's Hawks team agrees.
Up until recently, HIV care in Manitoba is very highly centralized. There's been some work within the Manitoba HIV program to decentralize that and make places like Access Downtown, Aboriginal Health and Wellness more accessible.
The Manitoba HIV program is calling on the province to better evaluate services and invest in monitoring to close existing gaps, as Manitoba is on track to hit a new record in 2025. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A city bridge closure could hamper your holiday shopping plans. This Sunday, the northbound portion of the St. James Bridge that heads toward Polo Park Mall will be closed from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for maintenance. The closure runs from Academy Road to Portage Avenue. Southbound lanes will stay open, but drivers should look for alternate routes like the Maryland Bridge or the William R. Clement Parkway. Well, and speaking of bridges, when we get to this type of weather right now that we're seeing, they get really slick, really dangerous, really quickly. So really, we've got to be careful out on those roadways right now.
Yeah, especially since over the next 24 hours or so, we're looking at a quick burst, a quick dusting of some snow, Brittany. But it doesn't take much to kind of grease up some of those streets and some of the bridges. So take care out there. Let's get into it. There's a couple things to talk about. First off, high pressure south of the border has kept us relatively sunny today across most of southern Manitoba. I mean, a bit of cloud cover through central parts of the province. This is where we have seen some light snow today through Thompson, but more so through Flin Flon into the Pas. But it's what's coming in behind us that I'm keeping my eye on. It's this pretty quick moving clipper system that will push through as we get into the overnight hours tonight. So this takes us to Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the morning. You can see as the system weakens, it still does pack a bit of a punch snow-wise as we get into the morning hours tomorrow, but really does start to really fizzle out as we push this forward into the morning hours tomorrow. So that's why I'm saying really not much more as we get through tomorrow than a quick dusting or so as this system departs. But it's what's happening in behind this that you're really going to notice. First off, high pressure in behind this really clears us out, gets us back to a sunny sky, but we get into a gusty northwesterly wind as well. And that could kick up some of that fresh snow, even if it's a quick dusting, and really create some visibility issues on some of the highways, even the possibility of some blowing snow when we get into these winds that are 20 gusting 40 or even up to 50 kilometers an hour. As we get into Thursday, another quick clipper system pushes through, this one more so into central and northern parts of the province, although I do think we do get into a bit of snow here in the south as we get into the day on Thursday, lingering into the early morning hours on Friday. So what this is translating into is a quick 2 to 4 centimeters, particularly back into the parkland. This is where we're looking at more so that 3-4 centimeter range, but really Winnipeg, the Inner Lake, this is 2 to 3 centimeters on the high end. It's a quick mover, and it's not like it's going to be snow all day. We'll be into periods of snow throughout the morning hours before we see that wrapping up. And then we get into some cooler air. Big Ridge back to the west is actually helping to disrupt the polar vortex a little bit, and that's going to push some very, very cold air down into the northern prairies. But really all of the prairie provinces and even down into parts of Ontario and Quebec will experience colder than seasonal temperatures really as we get through the weekend into early next week. I'm not actually looking at this lifting until we get to around the 9th or 10th of December. So we're in for a bit of a stretch where we're looking at some cooler than seasonal conditions really province-wide. And you can start to see that by the morning hours tomorrow, starting at -30 into Dooley Lake, -24 in Churchill, and temperatures actually fall through the day tomorrow in northern Manitoba down to -24 in Churchill by the afternoon in some cases. For the south, -11 tomorrow, Brittany, -15 for Wednesday, and temperatures hanging around -10 to wrap up the work week.
Oof, okay, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
And here's a look at downtown Winnipeg as we head to break. We have much more to come straight ahead. Stay with us. Questions continue to swirl around a U.S. strike off the coast of Venezuela in September. It comes after reporting from the Washington Post that U.S. officials ordered a second strike on a boat as 2 survivors were clinging to the wreckage. As Katie Nicholson reports, the White House says the second strike was justified.
This September 2nd strike on a boat off the coast of Venezuela, now the center of a firestorm after a Washington Post report that a second strike was ordered on the boat as 2 survivors clung to the wreckage.
If the facts are as have been alleged, that there was a second strike specifically to kill the survivors in the water, that's a stone-cold war crime.
On Sunday night, the president said the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, told him he didn't order the strike on survivors, and he wouldn't have ordered it either.
We'll look into it, but no, I wouldn't have wanted that, not a second strike.
Today, the White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt said Hegseth authorized Admiral Frank M. Bradley to conduct the strikes. She was pressed to clarify who ordered the second strike.
To clarify, Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike.
And he was well within his authority to do so.
And she was pushed on the justification for the second lethal hit.
What law is it that allows no survivors? The strike conducted on September 2nd was conducted in self-defense to protect Americans in vital United States interests. The strike was conducted in international waters and in accordance with the law of armed conflict.
Not so, says this former military lawyer.
Killing them while shipwrecked, while they're hors de combat, they're out of the fight, is a war crime. Now, I want to be clear that I don't think we're in an armed conflict with these narco-terrorists, which means technically it's not a war crime. It's just extrajudicial killing, which is a murder under international law, under our domestic law. There is no authority to do this.
The U.S. military has carried out roughly 20 strikes on vessels it claims, without providing evidence, are operated by narco-terrorists engaged in drug smuggling. Republican-led congressional oversight committees were already alarmed. Now they have vowed to investigate the circumstances of this particular strike. All of this as U.S. military buildup in the waters outside of Venezuela raises fears of potential invasion. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
4 days after Stephen Guilbeault resigned as Identity and Culture Minister over the Ottawa-Alberta pipeline agreement, Mark Carney has named his replacement, former Justin Trudeau Minister Mark Miller.
I, Mark Miller, do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear.
Carney dropped Miller from cabinet after winning the Liberal leadership and did not bring him back after winning the election. Miller held both the Immigration and Indigenous Relations portfolios. Current Minister Joel Lightbound takes over from Guilbeault as Carney's Quebec lieutenant. In the past, Lightbound has been critical of the Trudeau government's vaccination mandate policy. 2 airline passengers are going public after airline employees tried to stop them from using their phones to record disputes. Erica Johnson looks at the incidents and what your rights are when it comes to recording.
This is mine. Is this your phone? Sir.
Jason Huang was using his phone to record why he and his relatives couldn't check in. They'd just had a vacation in Banff, but at the airport learned they'd been moved to a later flight home to Toronto. Huang wanted to record the reason WestJet agents gave him, so he'd have proof when he tried to get compensation.
The manager suddenly grabbed my phone.
Stop! On tape, the WestJet agent says Huang can't record and won't be flying today if he doesn't stop, even reaching for Huang's elderly father's phone.
Shocking. I can't believe this is happening in Canada.
Delete the all pictures and all video for check-in.
This Air Transat agent tells passengers they won't be boarding either if they don't delete photos and videos they've taken of him. Midden Haridas and his wife had enjoyed a vacation in Punta Cana. Were heading back to Toronto, but at the airport they apparently stood in the wrong line. The agent became irritated, so Haridas started recording.
So I didn't have all the details whether it was allowed or not, but I was like, this is the right thing to do. I'm going to do it.
Hola. As punishment, the agent denied boarding. They had to buy new tickets home on another carrier, took their case to small claims. A judge called Air Transat's treatment egregious, said the recordings proved that, and awarded $7,000 in damages. Air Transat said in a statement the airline regrets the experience didn't meet its usual high standards of customer service. This expert in privacy law says recordings can be useful when trying to get compensation, and air passengers have the legal right to make them during a dispute.
The airlines just need to make it clear to their staff that these types of recordings are permitted.
That's because under the law, a conversation can be recorded as long as one of those persons, in this case the person doing the filming, consents. WestJet apologized, but no compensation for Wong. He's now filed a complaint with the Canadian Transportation Agency. He says the experience tainted his trip and his trust. Erica Johnson, CBC News, Vancouver.
You've likely heard of smash and grab robberies, but what if the smashing was done by an excavator? That's been a tool of choice for thieves in a string of bank robberies in and around Toronto. Nama Weingarten breaks down how it happens and who's paying the price.
In this pile of rubble lies what was left of a family-owned convenience store. The collateral victim of an excavator smashing the bank next door to steal an ATM.
Well, it's a family business.
It's been nearly 6 months since Amy Wong and her husband were able to reopen it.
We built day and night for the past few years, and overnight it's gone, nothing. I was so sad. It's really sad.
Along with their son, it's where they spend 13 hours a day, 7 days a week. While they wait for it to be rebuilt, her husband had to find a temporary job.
You know, we lost the only source of income of my family, as you know, but all the expense continued.
After causing over $600,000 worth of damage to the plaza, the suspects didn't manage to get away with any cash. But that hasn't stopped others from trying out the same thing. There's been at least 6 instances of excavators or other heavy machinery being used to break into GTA banks in the past year. It was the tool of choice to smash through this CIBC branch in Etobicoke late November. In September, another excavator smashed through this BMO branch in Whitby. And in June, suspects stole an ATM after using one to smash through this TD branch in Brampton. Police say no one was charged in any of these cases. But getting these machines off the lot is no brilliant heist. Okay. This expert says most of them share the same universal key.
And I can get this on Amazon.
You can get it at the dealership, on Amazon. Mechanics have several of them in their toolbox.
Okay. We gave it a shot.
And then push that one forward fast. Oh. Smash it again. That's pretty tough. So that force that we just put into that, now that's a steel box, it didn't crush very well. But if that was concrete, it would break it apart like nothing. Like it's a block wall wouldn't stand a chance on that bucket.
What's harder than that is escaping with one. Many only go less than 20 kilometers an hour.
So you're not gonna steal that machine and drive it across town to break into a bank. I would imagine what's happening is they find an excavator parked someplace that they have a key for and look around for the nearest bank and find out, oh, there's a machine right there we can use to break in.
He says construction companies can install security systems inside their machines to prevent thefts, but that can be impractical.
Company has 100 machines. They can't keep track of 100 different keys.
Meanwhile, police keeping track of these open cases.
You know, it's not something that you hear of every day.
This Peel police constable says with these kinds of thefts, there's a good chance the same suspects are behind more than one.
So once we get a network of suspects identified, it's usually pretty quick that we can start getting them connected to incidents that are happening across the GTA.
Before last week, all here was fenced.
While Amy waits to learn who did this to her business, she's hoping they can reopen in time for Christmas. Nama Weingarten, CBC News, Toronto.
As we head into the holiday season, more and more Canadians find themselves struggling with food insecurity. Grocery costs have been soaring, and some food banks say the need is pushing them past their limits. The CBC's Selena Alders has that story.
Thank you. Brody Tyler Dawson goes to his local food bank about once a week to stock up on essentials. He's unable to work due to an injury, and with the rising cost of groceries, he's been struggling to keep up financially. But he says it's around the holiday season where he really feels the pinch.
Any resource with food right now is significantly helpful to anybody that is struggling with the crisis with food prices.
Volunteers at food banks across the country are gearing up for what's expected to be a season of record high demand. Food Banks Mississauga set a whopping $3 million fundraising goal for its holiday campaign. its highest ever.
Food insecurity is something that affects our neighbors 365 days a year, but it's that much more painful at the holidays when there's a societal expectation that everybody can join in celebrating the same way.
In Halifax, Parker Street Food and Furniture Bank has already seen a 10% increase in demand for its Christmas hampers this year.
Just imagine families that are on low and sometimes no income at all. The demand is growing so much in terms of what's happening with our economy and what's happening with just trying to survive.
A recent Food Banks Canada report shows the number of Canadians experiencing food insecurity has doubled since 2019. That's as the surging cost of living outpaces incomes.
Many people are having increasingly difficult time affording both rent and food, both of which have increased by over 25% since 2021.
Food Banks Canada is calling on Ottawa to introduce a specific benefit for groceries and essentials for low-income Canadians. But local food banks say help is needed now, and they're asking the community to give generously so that every family can share in the holiday season. Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
Well, maybe you did some Black Friday or Cyber Monday shopping. Protecting your packages is something you need to know about. Porch pirates are back and ready to strike. We'll have more on that straight ahead. Porch pirates are already striking ahead of the holiday season. Despite having a surveillance camera and 2 big dogs, Marion Henry says her freshly delivered packages from Amazon were stolen in broad daylight. She's also with the Better Business Bureau and spoke earlier with Marcy Marcusa.
So when I got home, I said to my husband, "Oh, where are the boxes?" And he said, "Well, there weren't any boxes." So, of course, we looked on our camera and we saw that the 2 packages that we were expecting were delivered about 9:30 in the morning. And, went through the cameras a little bit later and saw that someone picked them up off our porch at 12:54.
Got it. Now, is your, just so people know, because sometimes people get it in their heads, well, this won't happen to me because, is your porch front facing the street? Is there a long walk up to it from the sidewalk? Like, what's the, what does it look like?
Our porch is visible for sure. We have a corner property, so our porch is not enclosed in any way, shape, or form. As you mentioned, we have 2 big dogs and signs, beware of dog and beware of cameras on our property. So we, really didn't think that this would happen to us. But, you can see it very clearly that he came, right up to the porch, picked the packages off, and off he went.
What was stolen?
Well, we had ordered some Christmas presents for our grandchildren, and that's what was in the packages, as well as a couple of Christmas ornaments.
How much monetarily did you lose then?
About $100.
Okay. When you saw the footage and then this happens to you, what was your feeling?
I think when anything like this happens, you have a feeling of vulnerability or a feeling of, being sort of targeted, so to speak. My husband's first reaction was, well, put in a police report, which we did. We did also then contact Amazon, which they were very gracious in refunding the parcels right away, and we were able to reorder them.
Got it.
From a statistical perspective, in Canada, I'll just put on my BBB hat for a moment there. There was, annually, Canadians do see about $783 million worth of loss of package theft every year. And that's, we also see about 23% of Canadians indicating that over the period of their life that they have been, at some point or another, victim of a package theft. My situation is very indicative of what the average value loss tends to be on those that are reported. And this statistical amount is $123, which is the average that people do lose through property theft or package theft. Unfortunately, having an item delivered to your house doesn't guarantee that you're going to get it, of course, because you're always at that risk. And especially this type of thing, package theft, is a crime of opportunity. So with the increase of online shopping that we're seeing through the holiday season, there's that much more of a risk to consumers to be, consumers like me, being victim to that.
Yeah, all of us are at risk if you order online, right? Have you changed your online shipping or shopping at all because of this, or maybe delivery-wise? Have you thought about anything, on the front porch, maybe, given that this has happened to you?
Yeah, my husband, his first reaction was, well, what are we going to do about this moving forward?
Yeah.
So he's actually ordered a lockbox.
Okay.
That package lockbox that you can put things into, but you can't take things out of, to put on our porch, because it is sort of out in the middle of nowhere.
And what do you want to leave people with this morning in terms of what they should keep in mind as we head really into this online shopping season, and then it's Cyber Monday? So a lot of people will look online today and be ordering things.
Right. Well, I think I have sort of 6 tips that I would leave with people as far as that. And one would be, if you are expecting a package, attempt to schedule that delivery for when you are going to be at home. Or if you're not going to be at home, maybe ask your neighbors if they could hold the package until you get there. If you do know that there's porch pirates in your area, normally porch pirates will stick to a certain area for a length of time. So they're going to hit a lot of houses in the same area before they move on to another area. So if you've heard that there are things like that happening in your area, looking at a lockbox or renting a post office box that you can ship things to, so they're not going to be sitting on your property.
Something so many of us have had to deal with. And as we approach the holidays, it's a good reminder just to be on alert.
Yeah, no kidding.
Know what's coming.
Exactly.
If you're like me, especially, there's always packages coming. Maybe you just need to shop less. That's a story for another day. The weather.
Okay, let's just transition. If you're going out for your morning dog walk tomorrow, we're into the weather now where the booties and the sweater for the pups will be key. But I don't think tonight's pups will mind that one bit. This is Solomon and Clyde waiting to come back inside after spending a bit of time in the snow. Isn't that just cute? Thank you, Lynn, for sending this picture. And you can send yours, as always, to talkback@cbc.ca. How could you go wrong with a face like that, right? So few flurries as we get through the day tomorrow. Periods of light snow, more so by the time we get into mid-morning, but still a chance of flurries as we get into the afternoon. Temperature around -7, but you'll notice the winds do start to pick up north to northwesterly by the time we get into the evening, northwest 30, gusting to 50. So that's going to pick up some of that light snow that we see through the day tomorrow and create visibility issues potentially on highways along with some drifting snow. Some welcome precipitation. I just want to show you November at a glance here for a few spots in Manitoba on what we saw precipitation-wise versus where we should be. And for a lot of the south, Brandon, Winnipeg, less than 20% of our normal precipitation for this time of the year falling in November. Just 5 millimeters at the airport through the month last month. Not even 3 millimeters in Brandon registered at the airport through the month of November. So that gives you a sense of how dry it is. So some precipitation will be welcomed for sure as we get through the next few days here. Closer to normal, but still lacking through northern Manitoba, 34% of that normal in Thompson and just about 60 in the Pas and Flin Flon. Your overnight temperatures look like this, closer to what we should be seeing seasonally for this time of the year. We'll see pre-dawn that snow pushing into western Manitoba, -17s, -18s, increasing clouds through the Interlake into southeastern Manitoba, temperatures around -16, -17. Into northern Manitoba, your overnight temperatures around -13, -14 in the Pas and Flin Flon, -20 in Thompson, and this will be your daytime highs for the day. We're looking at that temperature falling throughout the day to -26 in Thompson by the afternoon as we see high pressure pushing southward here, -21 in Flin Flon by the afternoon, -20 in the Pas OCN. So prepare for a falling temperature and a risk of frostbite on exposed skin in minutes in some cases as we get through the day tomorrow. There's that quick push of snow as we head through the afternoon hours across the south tomorrow. Temperatures hanging around -10. Brittany, this is a quick 2 to 4 centimeters. Your 7 days on the way.
All right. Thanks, Riley.
Welcome.
Well, after visiting 30 countries, it was Canada and Winnipeg that won her heart. Now, a woman is sharing her Japanese culture through a bakery and restaurant. Shannalee Vidal has her story.
3 years ago, Yuka Katahira started up her business, Yuka's Bakery. She worked in a shared commercial kitchen, selling her goods at markets and pop-ups. Now, she's opening her own Japanese bakery and restaurant in Winnipeg's West End neighborhood.
Not so many people doesn't know what is a Japanese baking. I started my own Japanese bakery because I already know the flavors.
Born in Japan, Katahira had ambitions of becoming a professional motorcycle racer like her father. But injuries sidelined that dream, so she grabbed her passport and began a global trek, traveling to more than 30 countries. Unexpectedly, she found work as a pastry chef, and baking revved up a new passion.
Lots of people like cute things, so have a bear on the face is really cute. That attracts people too. Personally, I like cute things too.
While traveling, she visited Winnipeg and liked it so much she never left.
I like Winnipeg more than bigger city because I grew up in a very busy place.
But she discovered there was a missing ingredient to this recipe.
When I came to Winnipeg, I get to know it's not so many Japanese populations. And I couldn't find authentic Japanese bakery. When I come here, everything too sweet for me, and if I can introduce Japanese baking, and the people get to know a little part of our cultures.
The items on her menu are a callback to the foods she grew up with.
Cream bun is most popular, so I use the cream bun for my logo. It's full of Japanese custard cream inside, and not overly sweet, but it's very rich. We have a bear sweet roll that's very fluffy, bun, nothing inside, slightly sweet and a cute face on top. Tonkatsu and gyoza, that's a dumpling, and we have a korokke. Tea is very popular in Japan, and especially my dad family side has on the tea garden near Mount Fuji area, so we can get the tea from there as well.
Food has become Katahira's love language to the place that won her heart.
And maybe I can share the little part of my culture through food.
The opening of Yuka's Bakery is seasoned with extra support, thanks to a visit from Mom and Dad who came across the ocean for the big moment.
Hopefully I can support the community and work together and grow together.
Shanley Vidal, CBC News, Winnipeg.
It's a different take on microbrewing. Just how small can beer bottles get? That answer when we come back. With Advent underway, Advent calendars are kicking off the season of giving. Here's one delivery. Welcome to London Zoo's Penguin Beach. Fish was the gift for this calendar's first day, and every subsequent day for that matter. And there were holiday photos. Humboldt penguins can swim at 48 kilometers an hour and are classified as vulnerable. Several penguins bypassed the calendar tradition and went straight to the source.
I only want it if it's chocolate. All right, here's a look at your 7-day forecast in a moment. First, though, I was talking about that snow that we're expecting to push through parts of the province across south and central parts of Manitoba as we get into the day tomorrow. Here's a bit of a visual to help you time some of that out. So expect in Winnipeg at least by about 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to start to get into a few light flurries, but it's more so through the middle part of the day where we're looking at those periods of snow to the tune of 2 to 4 centimeters pushing into southeastern Manitoba. Then by the time we even get to 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, we're back into a mainly cloudy sky, maybe a few flurries here and there. In behind this, some cooler air, minus 15 the high as we get into Wednesday. Another shot of snow coming our way, another 2 to 4 centimeters as we get through Thursday into early Friday, and then temperatures start to drop again by the weekend, minus 17 on the way for Saturday. Well, have you ever wondered how small beer bottles can get? And no, I'm not talking about shrinkflation here, Brittany.
Well, Carlsberg has the answer. 12 millimeters, or just less than half an inch. Our daily lift may not give you the buzz you were hoping for, though.
What we're seeing here is the world's smallest beer, created by us here at Carlsberg in Sweden. So the beer in itself is 12 millimeters high and contains 50 microliters of beer.
Well, the brewery designed the bottle with hopes of creating a, quote, light-hearted icebreaker regarding responsible drinking. The very minuscule bottle was mouth-blown by a specialist glass worker and decorated by a miniature artist to add Carlsberg's signature logo.
Carlsberg says this is the smallest beer of its kind in the world. And fortunately, for those who like to imbibe, this beer is non-alcoholic. How do you even open that?
I don't even know.
My fingers are too big to even.
I know. I'd lose it. I
Yeah.
lose things that small.
Yeah.
December 1st, open your advent calendar. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.